and welcome to Goa 365's Face to Face. Today we have with us Kabir Moraes. He is from Kunkoli, and as most people in Goa know, that Kunkolas are supposed to be tough. Now Kabir is a chef by profession. However, he has been involved for I think almost a decade, right Kabir? Almost a decade in these social issues. He is concerned, he's passionate about garbage, he's passionate about people keeping, maintaining their distance, keeping the place clean. Lots of issues he's taken up, and he tries to put this message across to the state outside through social media, through his songs, through various interactive, the way he takes up these programs in many places all around the place. Welcome to our show, Kabir.
Thank you, Glenn.
Yeah. Kabir, I would like to start off by asking you how you got into this from your profession, because normally you find chefs, they are focused, they are this, but from there you got into social activities. You are so proactive. You go on the beach, you go on the various places, plus you sing, you are pretty famous. You're pretty much of a celebrity, if I may say so. Not only for your, but for your various listeners. How did you get into all this? How did it all start?
Yeah, it started from there. Like I had the guts to speak to them directly or confront them. At least in a positive way, in a polite way, to say that what you're doing is wrong.
Okay.
It's all started from there. Then afterwards, I slowly got into all the social, bad elements of the society, like antisocial elements in the society. Like mostly it's always garbage, because this is always I see very often, and so I always try to put my hands in this. That's how it all came. Then it never stopped after that.
See, I would like to, everybody knows what are the issues in the state. We know there is, in your side of town, in South Goa, Sonsdo is there, garbage is all over, Margao is pretty bad in many ways, Kunkoli in some areas is bad, you all have IDC, pollution there, you have lots. In North it's no better, probably Panjim is a little better than, comparatively a little better than the other states. You have garbage everywhere, people you find, and then you have these a lot of tourists coming to Goa, they drink on the beaches, they throw bottles, Goans sit around on the... So we know, I don't think the roads are bad, there is no water, there is no electricity, proper electricity. I think this has been hit day in, day out. We know about it. So why don't we look at the issues, how these things can be sorted out? Because it doesn't look like the government is aware, or I don't know, no interest, or I don't know, Kabir. Starting from wherever you want to, where do you want to start first? Garbage?
Let me first try and put some facts on the table here.
Okay.
Like globally, if we see, it's about, in a year, about 2.1 billion tons of garbage is being generated globally.
Okay.
Then we come to our beautiful state, Goa. Now with the population of 15.28 lakhs, our garbage production, I think we produce about 500 tons of garbage per day. So, and this will not reduce. This will never reduce. It will just increase every year in the time to come. So, I would say that we as people, we are in our own cocoon. We don't know what's going around the world. Like if we talk about just releasing waste into rivers and fields, Barikchit, many people will not know that in the Pacific Ocean, that's about 1.6 square kilometers of garbage floating there.
Wow.
That is something very serious.
Absolutely.
And tons of these tissue paper. Okay, we Indians, we don't use tissue paper, but it's become like a wool, like fiber, and there is plastic everywhere. and it's floating there, and it is increasing every decade. So it's a really, really very bad situation if we think globally. Now let us come to Goa. At Goya Gitzala, everybody who comes in power, now okay, we should not go politically, but still, because politics is a very, very important aspect to run a state. So I feel that they must do some changes starting from the education. The education system must change, because I believe that we have to teach our children and the youth. Insan start karo jaye. They now in the next syllabus introduce garbage production and segregation and effects of garbage. Ek subject introduce karo jaye. So the people are aware, the children will be aware, they will be educated in the proper way, and we might be going in the right direction in the future. So there should be a very, very important change in the education system. Introduce korpa ko jaite aata. This is very important.
Ultimately, is children are going to be the next generation.
Yes.
They know today, they will probably take care. They won't be so, careless or
Definitely.
uneducated or unaware the way it's happening among today, right now,
And
right?
if I want to speak also, I can speak to the extreme as well. There are some countries who teach discipline to their citizens.
Citizens. Okay.
Why not India takes this step? Say that every person who attains adulthood, that is 18 plus, serve 1 year in the army. At least you will learn discipline. You'll be a better citizen of your country. Introduce now some people might say, "Are Kabir Pissala." But no, there are countries who are doing this.
Yes.
And it is very, very good. In fact, you will learn discipline, and this is what we as Indians, we are lacking. We are lacking discipline. We don't know how to behave socially. And there are many things to talk about. I'm not talking something negative. I'm talking in a positive way, because I want my country to be better.
Absolutely.
And everybody wants their country to be better. So when your country will be better, when you not talk about the good things of your country, when you talk about the flaws, when you talk about the bad things, so we have a chance to rectify this problem.
To improve.
And to improve and move in the right direction.
So it's now social. One thing is this, putting it in school, getting the second generation. What other ways you feel things can be done more positive?
Yes, there is this very, very important point which I always actually wanted to discuss it with many politicians as well. That now see, I remember during our times, and whenever we had picnics, parties, whatever groceries we bought, whether it was an alcohol bottle or a soda bottle or anything, we bought them in bottles. We paid a certain deposit. We used those and we returned it back. So this was a waste, but this waste had a value. No waste is thrown away if it has a value. ताकि एक मुद्दम एक value गालों को जायो, लोग कहना है बाहर उड़ो पाना, तो कौन मुट्टा कहना है जाओ पाना. Like for example, also another thing, there was this bubble gum which we used to eat during school time. And tak mere wrapper a bitor mere ek sticker astalo. The wrapper itself was a sticker, but from the inside, what the kids were doing, they were eating this bubble gum and collecting all these wrappers. These wrappers were not even getting out. Why? Because that had a value. You give 10 stickers back, you get a bubble gum for free.
Absolutely. Okay.
Same thing with the chips, Lay's chips, all these are the biggest problems and nuisance now. They say that chips is costing 10 rupees. Okay, government has to be a little more strict, loss, but keep a value of 2 rupees. Nale 1 rupee. Ek value dorta wrapper. The person who eats that chips or Lays or anything, after using it every day, probably they must eat it, they'll collect all this, give it back to the dealer. This dealer will give it back for recycling or anything, or even to dispose it in a proper way. So there are so many things that we can really make our India a better place to live in. Bottles, plastic bottles. Now, luckily now all these people, they know the value of the plastic bottle. I think it is been sold for 15 to 20 rupees per kilo, these plastic bottles. So they compress it and they sell it. So there is a value. That is why many of them are making a living in Goa by collecting these bottles.
Yes,
absolutely. It would have been far worse. So I try and keep a value for every waste or garbage you create.
Especially plastic waste.
Especially plastic waste. And then there are so many industrial packagings which are unbelievable, like cardboard, like different kinds of plastic, but mostly it is plastic. If we keep a value for these, maybe we can tackle this problem efficiently.
I don't think it's such a big problem at all, because see, marketing, there is a percentage kept for marketing. This becomes a side for marketing. Plus CSR, now government has made things clear. I was speaking to some of these people in the liquor industry. They say no, for us to recycle and clean is more expensive than making new. But I mean, it's a matter of paise. It's not too much. So what is it? One rule comes, like when we were younger, we are still young, Kabir, but when we were younger, we used to return those bottles. This, I'm sure you must have done. We were just discussing this.
Yes, we have to bring this back.
Yeah, you have to bring it back. It will solve half the problems.
It won't solve everything, but at least we are in the right way.
More than
the right way
to sort out.
Exactly. Now, another instance I want to tell you, a behavioral change is very important. Say when every citizen starts behaving in a rational manner, disposing of garbage in a right bin, or not littering your places. Like, for example, now our Goa government spends 12 crores per year just to keep our coast belt clean. That is 106 kilometers, and that's it's not clean. But we are losing 12 crores a year. Imagine if everybody had to behave in a rational manner, disposing things properly. We did not need to spend 12 crores just to clear some crap done by somebody else. See, that is where, and this is where we are losing revenue as well. Might as well employ the same people in a segregation unit.
Absolutely.
Segregation is so important. It should start from the source. From the house, from the source. If segregation starts, the whole pollution units, it will be very smooth. What happens is we don't segregate, we send them in these units and they sarki zaina. What happens even in the highly developed countries like America and all, they segregation sarki zaina, they pack all this in containers and send it, they ship it to developing countries like Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines. Recently Philippines sent back 69 containers of unsegregated waste to Canada.
Okay.
So now actually our Asian countries are not taking this crap anymore. Because it's a big disaster. Singapore, how Singapore is tackling, beautiful small city, how it is tackling, it is taking all the solid waste, it is incinerating, it is producing electricity, and the flue ash and all the ash is being used to make another man-made island. This is the way, and they also treat their the polluted air, which produces dioxins and all, that is been filtered and treated and then released back to the atmosphere.
Okay. So that part of
so if you want to do, there is lots to do, but we have to take the first step. We have to start doing this. Now even for the power in Goa, now say Goa you cannot compare Goa to Maharashtra.
No, absolutely. It's a district.
Exactly.
It's a district of Maharashtra.
So when we come to this issue about power, there is so many green eco-friendly sources or clean way to produce power. I'm not saying suddenly on green power area and you cut down the regular grid. No, we have to start. We have to go in the right way and slowly, gradually increase. Like for example, atamge bichir kittu vare mata ek don windmill introduce korai mare. Nale ek windmill introduce kor and power the street with this one windmill.
Including the beach lights.
Including the beach lights and all. See how it works. Did you all experiment? Did anybody try? I have heard now that some company has put one windmill in Verna industrial estate. I don't know how it is working, what is the result, but these are the things we have to put our hands in. Huh? The sea, Doiro, there's so much of energy in the sea. Very simple. There are technologies where you have this sea serpents. It's like a big snake. You just throw it. By this movement of the waves, it generates electricity.
Okay.
Why not introduce one of these? Try, see how it works. See how it works. Suction. The waves, when they move up and down, there are another special technology where it's like a big suction tube when the water rises, it will push away the air and in turn run the turbines which will generate electricity. There are so many things to talk about, but we have to think in that way now. We have to think this way, not coal. Coal is outdated. Fossil fuel. Why we want coal, man? We have so many engineers graduating every year. Give them projects, give them mandatory projects, encourage them to make such projects where you will come up with something new which will have the society generate clean and green energy. Like make a big competition, keep big prize money, let the youth work for it.
Even garbage itself can be used to generate electricity.
Yes, that's what Singapore is doing.
Itself, yeah. And also we are into organic fields, agriculture, all that. A lot of that ecosystem can start. But Kabir, totally, I don't think that India and Indians are not aware of this. The political class. Sorry to bring you down to this, but as you said,
definitely.
Ultimately, it is the will. No? Now see, an Indian goes to the US. Does he spit on the road?
No.
Does he park? Does he go on wrong side? Why? According to you. Now you've traveled the globe.
Exactly.
As part of your
also
work. Why?
I also thought about this.
Why?
Here also it's very important.
Forget US. US is maybe
no,
Dubai you talk, Gulf you talk.
Not only educated people, even uneducated people who go to Gulf and all, they follow the rules of their country.
Why?
Because they know they will be punished.
And what happens in India?
We are not punished.
Okay. Why?
We can get away with it because our authorities are taking something underneath.
See,
this is a thought. Very simple.
This is a thought, Kabir. Now this is a thought. It's hypothetical. Probably it's not true. It's true. That let you and whoever the viewers decide. Now, when you want to become a policeman, you want to become a constable, or you want to become a, I think, constable head cop. Can you just go to the police station, fill a form, pass the test and get in? It's not possible. What do you have to do? You have to catch out of some dalal, middleman, broker.
This is what's
hypothetical. Hypothetical. It's not. Maybe it's not true. I don't know. Okay. I'm just saying. You have to join. You have to take something. Then he says, okay, head constable, kitulak X. Puyeta itulak there. Now you go there. You go home, take a loan. You pawn your mother's gold, wife's gold, take a loan. You arrange that. Now you expect this person to be honest. He has to recover the money.
Exactly.
Tomorrow you expect him to challan a person on the road for 100 rupees or 500 rupees. So you expect that, because ultimately that money has been taken at some crazy rate. So hypothetically, it's hypothetical. Again I'm saying, hypothetically, is it possible for this person to implement the rules or no?
Okay. I will not say hypothetically. I will say, if this person gets a job by doing this kinds of thing, like getting through with nepotism or giving a big huge amount just to get a job, then definitely this person will never be working for society and for the citizens and for the people.
Doing his job, basically doing his job, implementing the law,
but he won't follow the law strictly.
Yes.
This is the problem.
Not possible. No?
Not possible. Then because the root has to be strong, the root has to be clean. The roots, the system, what if the whole main stem of the system is corrupted, then what do you expect the branches to be?
Absolutely. So how is it possible that implementation happens? How it is possible? Now that is, see, you cannot...
This is a big question mark.
You cannot implement. You need somebody to supervise and implement.
Exactly.
Right? So suppose if to get into that thing only you're going to make say 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs, whatever, you have to repay that. A bank, and it's not at bank interest. Bank interest only you have to pay so much. If it is,
I feel that the only way you can get rid of this is a very, very clean and a strong Chief Minister of Goa.
okay, fair enough.
That's what I feel.
You chief minister. What about the ministers?
It depends upon the Chief Minister. If
Yeah.
he is strict, focused and clean, what the rest will say? Nothing.
Yes, Kabir. Now that is
I don't know. Maybe it's possible.
I am sure. I hope. We pray for Goa's sake. But ultimately, the reason, see, you cannot expect somebody to starve and do his job. He has to eat. He has to take care of his family. He has to so ultimately, if this is not taken care of, you cannot expect him to do. He's a job balls. First, I have to eat. Then I have to take care of my family, kids, education.
True.
So if this is not taken care of, or you enter into a job which is supposed to be a civic job, supposed to look at taking care of people and enforcing the laws, with a stone, huge boulder on your head, it sometimes it gets a little difficult, no, Kabir? This is probably the reason why it's tough.
True,
in
true,
India.
true. And also it is complicated as well.
Yes, very complicated.
Yeah. But like, for example, now, I have seen...
So leave the, what I mean to say is implementation part you leave. If if you, besides that, we need to find some solution, hopefully.
What I would like to say, like, say for example, education minister, just focuses on education and says, listen,
Yes.
all schools and colleges,
Compulsory.
this what I want from you all, I'm giving you all 8 months. Get it done, or I'll fire you. Or you'll get a warning, first warning, second warning, whatever.
Yes, yes.
Then things might start working.
Absolutely.
If,
That's what
say, in a municipality, who is the head? Municipal, the CP or CO? I think the chief
CO,
officer.
CO.
The chief officer stands rock solid at his chair and says, listen, if I find anybody of your one complaint that you have taken 5 rupees from somebody, I will give you warnings, or if I get more and more warnings, I will throw you out of this
He'll
position.
last for
Or
a
you
month.
will.
Kabir. He'll last for 1 month. See,
I'm saying
I agree.
something
I agree.
like
But
this.
the first part, I agree. I feel that the only way anything can happen is education, awareness. The kids of today, when they start pointing fingers, no, it has to be done. We want this. I think that probably is the only way. And aspiration. People go out, their horizons,
Yeah.
they expect more.
True.
Yes, Kabir. Now, it's been positive, but there have been, even to the positives, there are negatives. But ultimately, I feel this is the way what we've spoken about. Awareness, creating awareness, schools, teaching, so that maybe things will change.
Yes.
Thanks a lot, Kabir. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And keep watching Goa 365.